Hey everyone, bit of a slow news day again today. Not too much to talk about on the old Tottenham front, to be fair. So if you'll indulge me, we're going to talk about something slightly different, still Spurs related. Anyway, a guy reached out to me, who I've known for a few years now, not personally, not like we meet up or anything like that, although I have met him. And he asked me if I wouldn't mind maybe doing a little bit of a spiel about him on one of my walks whilst I'm walking around. And I said, yeah, of course, because I kind of know his story. So, I don't know whether you've seen it or not already, but there is an ex-player, Gary Stevens, for those older viewers, you'll know who that is, and he's been putting out little videos of him and this person just chatting a little bit about his support for Tottenham and so on, and the fact he does little raps and bits and pieces. And the reason for this video that they've been doing is to kind of highlight a little bit around his raising awareness for autism. So, just to take it back right to the beginning, back when we were playing at Wembley, so what's that, 4 seasons ago now-ish? God, time flies, feels like it anyway. There was a little bit of a media thing going on, YouTubers and all that kind of stuff are just blowing up. It was becoming more and more of a thing. I think We Are Tottenham TV just started, so I was talking to those guys down at the Novotel. Chris Cowling was still doing these videos about the state of the stadium and that was going, and there was this guy called Vincent Vinnie, whatever, and every time I saw him, he was down the road, in the middle of the street sort of thing, getting interviewed by all sorts of foreign TV companies. And I think one of the reasons why he came across so well, and why he got a lot of attention at that time, because he used to paint his face every time. He'd have a different face paint on, different shirt, and all that. And he was clearly very, very passionate about Tottenham. And so he kind of became a bit of a focal point. I shouted out to him, "All right, Vinny." He kind of gave me a wave back. And he met up with a couple of the guys in South Dorset Spurs and had some photos done and everything. And he used to do this video with his little puppet on his hand and all that. So, nice enough guy, harmless, you know, not hurting anybody. But as usual, when someone kind of gets a little bit of attention, a little bit of notice, other people kind of pick up on it and start to get a little bit upset or a little bit jealous or whatever. And they kind of started going with he's embarrassing, what an idiot, all that kind of stuff, you know, the usual bits and pieces. And because of that, there was a particular situation that arose where Vince was in the stadium with his mate, his friend or whatever, and they were stood there doing a little video, and there was an Asian person behind them, and he made a kind of off the cuff, jokey comment, which in hindsight was not done in the best taste. And even he understands that. But the backlash was massive. Certainly around that time, around Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all those kind of things. There was loads of it. Like, you couldn't get away from it. Some of the comments were really, really, really hurtful and really difficult. And so a lot of people distanced themselves from him, you know. And I'd even seen sort of threats of violence. And I'm thinking, Jesus, you know, yeah, not the best of comments, but yeah, you could tell it wasn't an intentionally racist, out-and-out comment to try to be disrespectful to this person. And the person didn't even know he'd said it, to be fair. And so that was that. And Vince kind of disappeared, which was good, really, at the time, because had he kind of been around, certainly in the high profile that he was, I think he might have got a bit of stick about it, you know. Because there are obviously idiots out there that want to make a big thing out of something that's not really their business. Luckily, the club, as in Tottenham Hotspur, recognised the situation and understood what was going on. And from what I understand, having talked to Vince, is that this was really supportive and helpful to him at the time. So ultimately, I guess the point is that whilst he might have done this, he was actually autistic. Okay, so I don't know the details. I don't know how autistic he is. I don't know how it manifests itself with him. But clearly he's had struggles. And what he was looking for, and still is to a certain extent, and I hope he don't mind me saying this, because he will, I'm sure he'll see this, I will send it to him. What he's looking for is a bit of love, a sense of belonging, which is what he feels with Tottenham. He loves the club, he's obsessed by it. He now has his own YouTube channel, which he regularly updates into. But he kind of wants to highlight his struggle, I guess, and put it right. And so if you watch the Gary Stevens video, you'll actually see him apologise for the comment he made, and also to say that if he'd offended anybody, you know, he was really sorry. It wasn't his intention. And the reason why I thought, you know what, it is a story worth talking about, because in this day and age where there is a lot of political correctness, and some of us of a certain age probably feel it is a bit too much, but compassion for other human beings, whatever their situation, really, it's not too much to ask, in my opinion. You know, we've had the situation with the footballer coming out and being gay, and you know, and how accepting that is, and the growth in women's football, and stuff like that. And bear in mind, even that, you know, there is a big campaign, Her Game Too, which I fully support, where the ladies are trying to raise the profile of the fact that they like football as well. You don't have to be a butch gay person to be into football. You don't have to be black, you don't have to be white, you don't have to be whatever it might be, you know. I'm not going to advocate every different thing, But the reality is, you know, everyone, people from all around the world love football. And they love Tottenham. And because they do, we should be supporting and supportive of them, understanding of the situation and accepting that, you know, people are different. All people are different. Different stuff going on all the time. And so, you know, what I would say is fair play to Vincent, as he's now known, for being strong enough to talk about his situation and be open about his autism. Fair play to Gary Stevens for supporting him and for trying to raise that awareness as well. I think it's a good thing to do, and I hope that Vincent Vinnie, however you want to be referred to these days, finds it okay to be able to come to Tottenham without fear of retribution, aggravation, all that kind of stuff, and safe in the knowledge that, you know, there are people out there that will accept him for who he is, regardless. So that's my rant for today, that's my discussion for today. I'm sorry it's not Tottenham related, but as I say, I can't keep churning out the same old dross about football team transfers that I don't know anything about. So I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoy it. Up the Spurs.